Welcome to a quick hands-on session on using the Know Your Landscape dashboard. In the previous video, we witnessed how Kamal used the dashboard to discover unique climate resilience requirements of different villages and curate effective action methodologies accordingly. So, whether you're a block development officer overseeing the execution of different interventions across a block, or you're a program manager at a civil sector organization building projects around climate resilience, or maybe a CSR interested in evidence backed proposals for natural resource management plans, this dashboard is for you. We have built out the dashboard in consultation with several of our field partners like FES, Support, Pradhan, and Common Ground. In our experience, when CSOs start program development for a relatively unfamiliar region, they rely on a combination of geospatial data and field insights to uncover and build evidence for potential interventions that can be planned in an area. Using this dashboard, CSOs can build GIS based NRM plans and get baseline information about intervention areas. So let's get started. I will simply head to the dashboard and I'm going to select the Anugul Tehsil in Odisha as an example. So the map of Anugul is getting highlighted here with the blue boundaries demarcating the different micro watersheds and black boundaries representing the Gram Panchayats. Now, given this region, how can we identify different concerns and opportunities related to natural resource management? Note these thematic lists of climate, agriculture, and restoration. We can select any indicator from these categories and the corresponding micro watersheds will automatically get highlighted on the map. So let's try with an example. Now, Odisha in general has a good rainfall pattern. However, given this rainfall pattern, can we comment anything about the state of different natural resources there, like the forests or the farms? For instance, Odisha has dense forests, which are very integral to the sustenance, the livelihood, and the culture of the people there. So let's see if there is any distinction, a clear distinction between areas with the lower extent of tree cover loss versus those with a higher extent. So it seems that much of the eastern belt of Anugul Tehsil has areas which have experienced a high tree cover degradation. And the ones on the western belt have experienced a lower extent of tree cover loss. We can now continue building on this indicator to see if there has been any other form of degradation. So let's see if the areas with lower tree cover loss also correspond to the areas with lower farmland degradation, and more or less yes. Similarly, areas with high farmland degradation are also the ones with high tree cover loss. So essentially, while planning any restoration interventions, we can clearly target or prioritize the areas which need more support. We can try more such patterns. So let's see if there is any correlation between the farmland degradation and cropping intensity. So areas with lower farmland degradation also correspond to areas with lower cropping intensity, whereas the ones with high crop degradation correspond to the areas with moderate cropping intensity. So it could mean that either the fertile land in these areas has been utilized properly, or there is an overexploitation of these areas. So that is something that can be further investigated during the field visits. Similarly, we can see if there is any correlation between the cropping intensity and the surface water availability. So lower cropping intensity seems to more or less correspond with lower surface water availability during the Rabi season. And similarly, a moderate cropping intensity seems to correlate with areas with moderate surface water availability. So essentially, despite uniform rainfall pattern, there are differences with respect to water availability and irrigation support in different villages, altering the agricultural productivity in these areas. So, field visits can help identify causes for poor water availability in these regions, and irrigation support can be strengthened accordingly. So, we now understand the power of combining these indicators to discover very unique patterns in a given block. In the upcoming video, we'll also see how we can correlate these landscape-based indicators with demographic information such as the percentage of marginalized caste communities across different villages and see what kind of insights might such information reveal to us. So do check out the upcoming video and start experimenting with the dashboard. Check out different combinations of the indicators and see what kind of stress patterns, target areas, and opportunities can be identified in the area. Thank you.